Welcome back to the show. We got the mystery whale who may have caused a crypto crash, and we have so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You could follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Look at this $3.98 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's up 3.6% after that horrible flash crash we experienced on Friday going into the weekend. Bitcoin now 114,400 plus, Ethereum 4,000 plus, and number 5 spot still XRP at 257 right now. We're up 6.8 on the 24, but we're still off 14.2 on the 7-day. And just for the record here, BNB screaming on the 7-day at up 5.7, but Ethereum off 10.4 on the 7-day and Bitcoin off 7.7. So looking at the range of price here, ranging between 237 and 265. You know, that 265 was that bottom of that 265 to $365 channel XRP had been bouncing around in that everyone calls noise. Now we're just under that, looking to recover back to that point. So we will keep an eye on it. What I want to show you is this. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, it's cryptocoachnick.com and it's Blockchain Bootcamp. This is a great course. I've gone through it. It's amazing. And I'm going to tell you something. I know a lot of you already have the crypto knowledge you need, but if you're tired of teaching your friend or family member or neighbor or coworker, give them this course because it's affordable and it's amazing and it's so good. No, someone that doesn't know a thing about crypto could go through this and in 90 minutes really have their footing in order to move forward in this space. So, and I even actually encourage it for anybody who wants to gap fill any knowledge about other areas in the space they may not be strong on. It's a great course. So click the link below, sign up and get it. And by the way, don't mess around. You can also sign up for a consultation as well. So don't mess around and click the link underneath the video and get started. It's under any video. Here we have it. We've been through so many downs. It's the ups that are hard to take. As Vet said here, the pain is to the upside, to be honest. And he's absolutely right. It reminds me of a lyric from a song that I did several years ago. But it really is true. We've been through a lot as 30 billion flows back into XRP a day after wiping out 50% of its market cap. Yeah, the market really got hit hard here. But you know what? We're discovering some information that may be revealing who it was. Mysterious hyperliquid whale identified. This is Coin Bureau saying it was. CZ shared an investigation revealing the whale was allegedly the former Bit4X CEO, Garrett, worth around $10 billion. But Garrett denies any connection, including rumors tied to the Trump family. And I did see that as well. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Yeah, this is the Garrett gentleman from Bit4X making the comment here. Hi, CZ Binance. Thanks for sharing my personal and private information. To clarify, I have no connection with the Trump family or President Trump or Donald Trump Jr. This isn't insider trading, he says. Then this account says to that post, I on Chain says, I've been informed that you're not the only one moving those funds, and that there's another person involved with you who, strangely enough, has attended several events at the White House after you posted your statement. He's been deleting everything from his profile. So if we learn more, we'll share more. But, you know, it did start, as they say, with that big whale. And it does feel completely engineered. I know most people are not lost to that idea, right? But nonetheless, it hasn't stopped everybody from seeing where we're going here. This is Vlad Tenev. No, not Vlad Tenev. The CEO of Telegram. Vlad Tenev is from Robinhood. My mistake. Is a CEO of Telegram who has pretty extreme positive views for Bitcoin.
And I believe it will come to a point when Bitcoin is worth $1 million. Just look at the trends. The governments keep printing money like no tomorrow. Nobody's printing Bitcoin. There's a predictable inflation, and then it stops. It's a certain point. Bitcoin is here to stay. All the fiat currencies remains to be seen.
There you have his point of view on that. And all I could say to that is that, look, I mean, to the point he's saying of looking at trends, we know that the US government is looking to put a Bitcoin strategic reserve together and a digital asset stockpile reserve. So when I think of those things, I say to myself, yeah, the trend's looking like it's going to be adoption for a long time, But obviously, we have to see that bill passed and created into law. Nonetheless, here is the US Treasurer talking about the US government going big into crypto. Take a listen.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. Past administration starved and almost made extinct a lot of these companies and pushed it offshore. So what we want to do is apply the highest U.S. regulatory and AML standards to digital assets.
Okay, so you just heard it right there. What we want to do
is apply the highest U.S. regulatory and AML standards to digital assets.
Well, there you have it. Isn't it funny that RippleNet is connected end to banks, and it is KY and AML and CFT? Isn't that interesting? I find that interesting. I really do find that interesting. Just like they're going big on crypto because S&P Dow Jones has included XRP in its new crypto broad digital market index. Just like we know that Texas is getting ready to launch 2 stock exchanges that will be all digital and tokenized. And it's backed by BlackRock and Citadel, big players, right? And then this is huge. Hunter Horsley says, this is the CEO of Bitwise. Shout out to you, Hunter. This is huge. New special report from Morgan Stanley GIC, which is Global Investment Committee. We aim to support our financial advisors and clients who may flexibly allocate to cryptocurrency as a part of their multi-asset portfolios. GIC guides 16,000 advisors managing $2 trillion in savings and wealth for clients. We're entering the mainstream era. There's no question about it. If you're looking for exit liquidity, we just got notified on it because we've been in this space. So everybody else is going to bring the money. Here it is. That's what I say. Buckle up. Here comes your exit liquidity right here. And obviously for some of us, we'll never sell. But the reality is that is the big demand that's coming. And in large part, I believe that demand will come through the exposure of ETFs. And that brings us to this. Nate Garazzi here says, once government shutdown ends, which could be as soon as October 19th, is what the Speaker of the House said the other day, spot crypto ETF floodgates will open. Ironic that growing fiscal debt and usual political theater holding these things up, exactly what crypto is targeting. No question about it. And I say, look, my thought to this, honestly, is like you're going to see them open up positions for financial advisors, 16,000 of them, managing $2 trillion in savings. Imagine a 1 to 3% allocation here in the crypto assets through the exposure of ETFs, most likely. And those approvals could start within the next, 6 days? Next 5 days, because they said October 18th could be the first date we see the approvals happen. So we are inside of 5 days here. It could be the end of this week that we see something announced. And then we're going to see this massive exposure of 16,000 FAs reallocating positions for their clients of $2 trillion deep. And then in the interim, we see this. This was just announced early this morning. Coinbase is teaming up with American Express to launch a crypto credit card offering Bitcoin rewards. Well, there you have it. Do you think it's going back the other way? I mean, listen, regardless of what we know about some of these different protocols and assets, I'm here to make money. And let's not get it twisted, okay? So for me, this is more signals that it's going to be deeply embedded into the financial system on all sides. And here you see Ripple developed a blockchain-based platform that frequently used by American Express. Shout out to Smoke Dog. He's reminding everybody of the multi-year long partnership that American Express has had with Ripple. I mean, for years, going all the way back 2015, 2017, we're talking about here. So the Interbank Information Network, which is the largest blockchain, a frequently used application is the American Express Instant Blockchain-based payment system, which was developed on the Ripple platform. Ripple platform, known as Distributed Ledger, incorporates a network of validating servers and crypto tokens called XRP. So there's no question it's the XRP ledger they're talking about here. So those Bitcoin rewards, you're getting them off the XRP ledger. That's the way that looks to me. And I have said for years and since the first video, everything can run or touch the XRP ledger. That's the whole idea, because the XRP ledger should be AML, KYC, CFT on end to end, which means all the transactions are monitored, cleared, and compliant. And it also means if you're using the XRP ledger that Bitcoin would benefit from the speed and settlement of XRP. Here's another clear evidence of American Express and Ripple's deep relationship here. As you can see, Ripple smack dab in the middle of it all. As always, American Express right there. This has been for years, but now we're hearing this new news with Coinbase. You have to wonder how deeply Ripple's infrastructure in the XRP ledger could be working to facilitate those rewards. I think it's exciting. And all of this, once we get past the Clarity Act and get it passed, which I believe has to happen this year, and I believe it will, at some point, supply shock will become a catalyst itself. Because when you put enough demand on an asset for its utility and use in payments, clearing, and settlement, while at the same time launching products like automated market makers or ETFs or DeFi opportunities being born, these things are locking assets up while there's a demand that is increasing as we get the market infrastructure bill passed for the ability to see utility of these digital assets and protocols like the XRP ledger be used within the legacy financial system. And that is why I'm here. And I know a lot of you are too. So let's keep this going. So we'll see. But I believe, as Bill Kwok said last week, volatility these past 24 hours was crazy, referencing the flash crash we had. But in time, I believe this will change because not all cryptos were the same. He was hinting at utility, as he said right down here in response to my post on his. Utility will smooth out moments like yesterday's flash crash. Utility will create a price floor for digital assets like XRP. Once the markets are freed by legislation becoming law, the largest financial players will begin integrating digital assets into business flows. Voila, utility. The markets will never be the same again. Utility will reign, Phil says. Shout out to Phil and Don both. They're amazing people. And this here is a question to still be asked. And we asked it when this clip first originally surfaced with Howard Lutnick, the head of Department of Commerce. Remember when he said that we are going to put the Department of Commerce on blockchain, on chain, so they can see all the activity, all the spending, all the activity. Well, I've been asking, is that what this shutdown in part is also about? Updating and modernizing the U.S. Treasury system, for which there was a executive order to do so, which was to begin that implementation on September 30th. And lo and behold, October 1st, the government shuts down the next day. But listen to this.
I tell them what a gratis vendor is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was not going to go into the government. I was doing transition.
What is a gratis vendor?
A gratis vendor is an approved vendor for the United States of America that gives product to the government, doesn't sell it.
Okay.
So therefore, I don't have to go through the whole process of becoming a proper vendor because you're giving it to us. And then if you give it to Article 2, which is the president's stuff, then the president can accept it, right? Because it's give.
Sorry, Howard, what's an example of this? Like just to make
I write some software.
You write some software.
I write some software for the Commerce Department to do a better job of XYZ. You just give it to me. And then I do QA on it, and I can take it. If you sell it to me for $1, we go into government hell.
Right, the whole rigmarole. Yeah.
Right, but if you give it to me, right, and then I set up, so I said, I'm calling it Doge. And I registered the name Doge.
You said that.
There you have it right there. Now, I asked this question. Was the XRP ledger gifted to the president for U.S. government adoption? You know, like the Interledger Protocol was gifted to the W3C World Wide Web Consortium. It's going to have to be KYC AML CFT compliant, and it is. We know Ripple is involved in FedNow, which I believe goes hand in hand with the modernization of U.S. Treasury payment system. These questions remain to be answered, but I think they carry real weight to ask them. I really do. And I don't think we're far from finding out the answer, whether it's what we want or not. Looking at the charts, XRP Captain says in 2017, right before 6,000% pump, it flash crashed almost 53%. XRP did. XRP flash crashed this past week, 48%. You know what I'm thinking? I have a guess price explosion in the coming weeks. And he's just comparing history here. And then you have to ask yourself, is this flash crash similar to one we saw right back here in 2017, 2018, before it all took off? Or is it one of these retracements back in this sideways movement? I don't know the answer. Is it none of them? Or is it going to be something even bigger? Not financial advice from me or anyone else. $8, $13, $27. I'm here for it. And I know you are too. Right now, we're going into the freedom zone. I hope you will join us. Today, we're going to unpack quite a bit of stuff here. There's a lot happening geopolitically, and we're going to dive into that today. We're also going to tackle some mindset information about money. So we're going inside. You can join us too. Click the link below and click the link and join us inside, either on YouTube, Patreon, or on X. And we will see you inside. Come on in.